This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 2, verse 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone, and citations to Allah out there pushing His truth and all truth and sincerity diligently throughout the four corners, all right? I'm the brother Shamar Amav from Great Millstone, Miami. Also from the camp of Great Millstone, Southwest Florida, out in the Fort Myers area. Coming to you, Akim wa Akwath, with another quick lesson. And Lord's will, this lesson be quick, edifying, and straight to the point, okay? I'm not too sure what I'm going to title this lesson as of yet. This is something that's been going on in my mind. I've been meditating on since, I would say, about 2 days ago. All right. And what it is that we're going to be taken care of, man. Okay. When all hell breaks loose, when shit hits the fan, all right, when the grid shuts down, when chaos erupts in the street, in the streets, I should say. All right. We believers, we servants of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, all right, will be taken care of. All right. Protected, hedged off. All right. Where no form of danger will come our way. Where the thought of starvation or the idea of starvation would not come near us nor our dwelling. Okay? And the reason why, I've been meditating on this topic is because I was watching one of those alternative news media, individuals. And he had brought out a segment going into how, these preppers and individuals of the like, those that have their bug out locations who brought land in rural areas to, just in case when all hell breaks loose, they have somewhere them and their families could go. You know what I'm saying? Who brought, people who brought hunting parcels so that way, again, in the event that all hell breaks loose, when there's no meat coming into the stores, they themselves could go out and hunt. All right. Or they brought a claim that had a creek so they could fish. All right. Or try to sustain themselves. All right. The news personnel, all right, was mentioning how all of those individuals are being pushed out of the rural communities, all right, by laws being put into place that is, working to prevent them, all right, these individuals from fishing, all right, or from hunting, all right. In his words, he said that these laws are being implemented to mimic animal cruelty, to force people not to hunt. All right. And also data centers. All right. This AI infrastructure that's being built in our site, all right, requires a lot of energy, a lot of water source. All right. So these data centers are being placed in rural areas and it's sucking up the natural waters, which in turn is going to dry up, these people that live out in the rural areas, wells. All right. The constant noise, all right, is forcing, is driving away wildlife. So as if to make it more difficult for people to hunt. All right. So these are the things that Edom is putting into play. Now, one may think to themselves, well, it'll be wise to get rural land and all this. Yeah, it would, but as we see now, these devils are working to even eliminate that possibility of having people self-sustain themselves off the land. You know, you can even go back years ago, all right, when it comes to agriculture and crops and planting and farming, all right, years ago, family members would pass down seeds, man. Seeds were actually things that people inherited. All right, seeds of crops. You know what I'm saying? You know, your grandfather. You know, he was a master at planting a certain crop, and he always made sure he saved seeds for for when he passed, he could pass down. You know, he taught his children and his grandchildren the ways of that particular plant or crop. All right, and when they get it, they know how to maneuver. They know what season the crop grows and thrives the best at. They know how to propagate the plant. All right, to have more. All right, they would know how to prune the plant to make sure energy goes to the particular fruit that it needs to go to. Okay, they knew how to take care of it. All right, but a couple of years ago, Esau made it very illegal. All right, for you to grow crops using seeds that are in the fruit, because the scriptures tell us that the Lord gave us the fruit that bears seeds within itself for a particular reason, for us to be able to crack that fruit open, and take the seed and plant it and make more of that product. All right, let's put it like that. But these devils took that away and replaced the natural way with a seed that's called a terminator seed, where Monsanto's patent the terminator seeds, and the FDA and the U.S. Farm Bureau and the U.S. government and all of these companies or corporations or whatever you want to call them, made it that if you were found with a natural seed, your crops is to be destroyed. All right, and you would have to use a terminator seed, which when you plant it, it strips the nutrients out of the ground, it dries up the soil, all right, and it dies off. Okay, so that means if you would want to replant that crop, you would have to go back to these guys to buy more seed. All right, so they've been, trying to shut people off from being self-sustained. All right, what it was, the NDAA was passed a couple of years ago, okay, where it tells you if you had particular, I think it was 7 days worth of food stocked up, you were considered a T word, okay? So they've been had these things in play. So preppers are on their list and people who want to self-sustain are on their list. But the reason why I'm bringing all this out is because it goes to show that if you don't have the Lord with you, it don't matter where you go, what you think you're going to do, how you think you're going to sustain yourself, it won't work. All right? The only ones that's really going to be hedged off from all the turmoil and all the hell and all the chaos that's about to erupt, all right, is the elect of the nation of Israel. Lord's will we be part of that number, okay? 2nd Ezra 2:27 again, it says, be not weary, okay? And someone that is weary is someone that is what? That is worrisome, that has anxiety, that is afraid. All right, so the Lord is telling us to not be weary, okay? Don't have anxiety, fret not, all right? For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, all right, Peep the verbiage. It says, when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh. Meaning that day is for sure going to come. It is inevitable. All right? It's not like the Lord wrote these things down and is going to change his mind. No. Look out into the world right now. The ball is fucking rolling, man. All right? All the pieces are fitting, all right, are fitting where they need to fit. Okay? The chips are laying where they fall. Okay? Things are in motion. The Lord's plan is in action. All right? Look at the West of Asia, or as they call it, the Middle East. Okay? It's very hot out there. All right, look at the gas prices. Look at the economy. Look at the direction the mindset of the people are. All right? Things are in motion, man. Okay? So that day of trouble and heaviness will for sure come. But the Lord is telling us not to worry about it. Okay? Why? Why, Lord? Why should we not worry about the day of trouble and heaviness that is going to come when it comes? All right, it says what? Others shall weep and be sorrowful. Yeah, others, the non-believers, all right, the infidels, so to say, okay, they will weep and be sorrowful. Why? Because they don't have no God. They don't have no protection. All right, they don't have no succor. They don't have no helper. They don't have no hedge. They don't have a contingency plan. I remember one time we was at camp in Miami, you know, the Lord's will, we see that brother Corral again. But some dude came up to the camp. He was like, man, what's your contingency plan? And the brother Corral, man, may the Lord bless that brother's soul in his house, man. The brother Corral looked at all of us, looked at him and said, this is the contingency plan. Yeah. Us being out there, us serving our God is our contingency plan. These other people think that prepping and this and that is their contingency plan. Well, you don't know when all hell's going to break loose. All right? Some people are going to get caught in gridlock traffic. You are on your way to work early in the goddamn morning. All right? You done made it, and mind you this, the commute to work nowadays is insane for a lot of individuals. Even if your job is about 30, 40 minutes away from your house, because, Esau's packing a lot of people into these cities, all right, the commute goes from like 30 minutes to an hour and a half or so, just to get a couple of blocks up. So imagine that you've been stuck in this gridlock for hours. Your house is back that way, 40 minutes away. You can't turn around, and your bug out spot is 3 hours away, the way to work. And you see you can't drive there. So what? That plan is to shit, because by the time you jump out and think you're gonna run back home to grab everybody, to start hightailing it to the safe location or to the bug out spot, all right, you're gonna come across a whole bunch of checkpoints, whole bunch of savages. It's gonna be very gruesome, man. So that plan's out the window. All right, some dudes may not even make it out the first 5 minutes when all hell break loose. All that planning you done did, now you dead. Okay? Or by the time you realize it's time to go and you find your way to maneuver all that way, folks done already had the same plan you did and went that way and found your spot. Okay? But as for the elect, it don't matter at what time or what location we are when all hell breaks loose. We will be protected. We will be hedged, man. That's why the Lord tells us not to worry. Okay? It says, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. We're going to be merry, happy, and we're going to have abundance. Don't ask me how, because that's neither here nor there. You don't need to know how we're going to be abundant. The Lord said he's going to do it. Well, rest your hat on that. He said he is, He said he gonna do it. So hey, so let it be. Amen. He gonna do it. Did not the Lord say he was gonna send us into captivity? Then we have to ask him, how you gonna do that, Lord? No. He did it. All right, and it was done. Okay? So the Lord said we're gonna be merry and have abundance. Verse 28. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. Right? They're not going to be able to do nothing because of the very reason that I stated, man. We're going to have a hedge. How these heathen going to come up against us, all right, if the Lord charges angels to keep us? How these heathen going to come up against us, all right? The scriptures say the angels of the Lord encamp around them that what? Let's get that real quick. What's that? And we'll come back to this. All right, Psalm 34:7. The angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and deliver them. All right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord drives us to do what? Be obedient to him. All right? Reverence our God. All right? Serve him as he sees fit. So because of us doing what we're supposed to do and not expecting not expecting nothing, because at the end of the day, well, I take that back. Not expecting, yet expecting. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be what? Unprofitable servants. There you go. The water Yabashim now shot. We're supposed to be unprofitable servants, right? But yet, with the same mind, we understand and know that the Lord is not one to leave his servants out hanging, man. So we know we're doing this with a purpose, knowing that the Lord is going to take care of us. All right? Okay? So the Lord said he's going to deliver us, man. Okay? He's going to set his angels around us. So that's why the heathen, all right, being envious of us, all right, is not going to be able to do anything. All right? They're not going to be able to do nothing against us. Verse 29, my hands shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. Even our children will be protected. So for you brothers with a lot of children, whether it be one child, all right, 10 children, 13, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, all the numbers in between, man. All right. I myself being one of those in the double digits, but but hey, we have nothing to fear, man. The Lord said he's going to cover us, all right, so that even our children don't see hell. And that's why it's very important, all right, for us to do what? Train up a child, all right, in the way that he should go. So that way the words of the Lord, this message, this culture, this heritage, I should say, won't depart from them, man. Whether we with them or not. And the Lord has blessed me to be able to see these little ones move when they think nobody is watching them. And yeah, they move with integrity, man. And that's good. Call Allahim la yabashim al shai. All right. And even if you may not, maybe one of those brothers, who had a child with an evil, wicked woman, and she took the child from you. All right, but yet your soul, because at the end of the day, children come out of us. All right, speaking to the men, they come out of us. So your soul's still attached to that seed. Hey, fret not, brother. All right, believe the Lord is going to cover you and your house, and he or she, that child is part of your house. As long as that child has not gone off into the abyss of wickedness, man. The Lord is going to keep your seed, man. Okay? All right, so we're gonna be good, man. All right, the Lord tells us that we shall no longer trust on Egypt, stay on Egypt. We're gonna trust in the Lord. The Heavenly Father said He's gonna make, that Psalms 91. All right, which I quoted earlier. He's gonna charge His angels over us, man. The Lord tells us that we gonna eat while the rest of the people out there starve. The Lord tells us that we're not to be afraid, O thou worm Jacob. The Lord said He's gonna keep us, man. We're gonna be kept. While all these people out here trying to figure out, if they got enough ammunition rounds, cocking all their guns, you know what I'm saying? Filling their mags, loading their ammunition box, paying niggas like Christopher Green and all these alternative media prepper guys money for doomsday meal prep boxes, paying $100 something, which, hey, if brother do that, ain't nothing wrong with it, But these people are doing it with the sense of that's what's going to save them. We doing that through the Spirit. Let's say if we do add a couple of extra cans of beans, all right, in our storehouse. That's a wise move. But we understand that we may not be home when all hell breaks loose. So what about those goddamn beans? Fuck those beans. Okay? The Lord will provide, man. So with that, Lord, with this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone, and citations to all Akim out there pushing His truth and all truth and sincerity diligently throughout the four corners. Shalom.